Have you been thinking about possibly selling your home, but knows it needs freshening up before you actually list it on the market? Because the market has been slowly shifting all year and it's more tending towards buyers right now. So it's not as easy as it was a few years back where sellers could just list their property in whatever condition it was in and they would get multiple offers and sell for the highest amount of money possible at the time. That's not the case anymore, and sellers are having to do some things if they really do want to get the top dollar for their house. So in this video, I'm going to be going over 3 things that you can do to spruce up your property so that you're ensuring you're getting the most out of the property and it's not selling it at its current state where you know it won't bring what it should. And make sure that you stay till the end of the video because I am going to be throwing in a bonus tip or two that you do want to hear about, especially if you're tight on funds with doing these things to spruce up your property. So real estate is really simple, and if I were to ask you what's the biggest selling point in a house in general, you'd probably say the kitchen. Why? Because it's like the heart of the home. It's where most families and most people spend a lot of their time. It's usually when you walk in the front door, you take off your shoes and head to the kitchen. At least when I was growing up, that was like the place we hung out. When I would get home from school or my parents would get home from work, we'd hang out, talk about our day in the kitchen while cooking dinner or just hanging out. Or when family came over, friends came over, it was usually in the kitchen with a little dining area, and that was just like the heart of the home. So that's one of the biggest selling points there are in real estate, and sprucing it up in your house can add a ton and can make a huge difference in the whole appeal of your actual house. And when I'm saying spruce up your kitchen, I don't necessarily mean tear it down and restart from scratch. I mean replace the countertops maybe, or put down new flooring, or paint the cabinets, or even just put on new hardware on the cabinets and make it look a little bit more modern. And when you're doing that, you could even add some backsplash to the countertops to make it look a little bit nicer and a little classier. All you're really trying to do is make it look like the modern standards today because they sell really good and people want a newer looking kitchen even if the house is a little bit older. Next is another one that you just want to spruce it up a little bit. And again, I'm not talking about tearing it down to studs and redesigning the whole thing, but this is the bathroom. Most people want to have a functional bathroom, if not a really good looking bathroom. Nobody wants to go into an outdated bathroom, even if they're buying the house. It just kind of feels gross and old and other people have been here. At least that's my feeling. I like a cleaner bathroom. And this could be pretty simple. Maybe you, again, put down new flooring. Maybe you redo the tub or at least deep clean it so it looks sparkling new. Maybe you take out your old vanity, replace it with a newer one and an additional new mirror. You just really want to make it look more modern because especially up here where I live up in New Hampshire, a lot of homes are older. So you want to make the kitchen and the bathroom, you want to make them look newer because, well, that's really the only things people really care about renovating in these older houses because they do like the charm of the older house, but they want a nice functional nice looking bathroom and kitchen. And maybe you can add in a washer and dryer on a first floor or something like that, whatever works. And yes, I know this is a pretty quick video because we're already on number 3 and that is pretty simple. It's coming from, well, you only make a first impression once, so make a good one. And what's the first thing you see when you pull up to a listing? The house and the yard. So you want the outside to look good. Maybe you replace the front door or you repaint the front door so it stands out a little bit. Maybe you pressure wash the house to get all that dirt and grime off of it, give it a little bit of a shine to it so when people come up they're like, ooh, this looks really nice. And it's just taking care of things. Of course, right now, again, I'm in New Hampshire, so we're moving into the winter where landscaping's becoming a little less doable because we're going to have snow on the ground here pretty shortly. But if it's summertime, get landscaping done, have it look nice, have the walkways clear and the driveway looking good, maybe put new mulch all up in the front if you have gardens up there. Just little things that are going to make it look a little bit more appealing to the buyer. Another thing is when it is snow time up here in New Hampshire, please, it does make the property look a lot neater when you have a plowed driveway and a nice area to walk to your front door and all that. But it's also a safety thing. Please clear your freaking walkways if you're selling your house in the winter because people actually want to make it to the front door without having to go through a foot of snow and then feeling bad that they just brought a foot of snow into your house. So make it look nice, presentable, hopefully not icy, and that'll help a ton. So those are 3 things that you can do that are relatively cheap. Of course, if you're doing the kitchen, depending on how much you do, it could get expensive. But again, that's one of the biggest returns on investments that you'll have when selling a house is redoing the kitchen, because again, it's the biggest selling point for most people. It's usually like location, then kitchen. You can't really change the location, so be in control of the kitchen type deal. And I said if you stayed to the end, I would throw in a few bonuses. So the first one, if you're on a budget and you don't have time or the money to do these things like sprucing up a kitchen or a bathroom or even dealing with outside, the easiest, simplest thing you can do, that's probably one of the cheapest things, is putting a new fresh coat of paint on it. And if you are going to do that, just stay with a neutral color. I suggest just doing one neutral color throughout the house. Gray works great, a beige. Keep it nice and neutral. That's what sells good. That's what feels new to people. They like it a lot. White trim around the windows and whatever color you pick, it really spruces up your house even if it's older. This place looked horrible before I came in here, put in new floors, painted the walls, and did new trim. It looks completely different and way nicer. And then another thing that you can do is, I don't know if you can tell, but I have a bright white light above my head. Putting in new lights that are those bright whites will make it feel a little bit more modern, when, especially when like people are showing the property, like if it's dusk time and it's just getting a little bit dark, but all the lights are super bright and white. Again, it just makes it feel a little bit more modern in these older houses that we have up here. And with this video, I want to just go over things that you could do to get a little bit more out of it, because everyone knows it's not very appealing to be trying to sell a house with a super outdated kitchen. Of course, if that's the situation you're in, you have no money, hey, you're dealing with what you're dealing with. But if you want to get the most out of your sale and you do have some time and some money to put into it, maybe you're not planning to sell for another year, but you want to get this project done, that can be a thing to do. Or just sell as is, take the money because the market has appreciated a ton in the last few years, and run and then go put the money into a new house that you want to renovate. Whatever the choice is, this can just help you get a little bit more money for what you're actually selling, especially if it's outdated. If the kitchen feels like the 60s, it's hard to hide. So if you want to update it, that's a great place to start. This video, super short. I just want to add a few bullet points, bang, bang, boom, and we're out of here. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and I will catch you guys next week with another video. Thank you.